if you're not in position to use it. It's just like being in a war or being overseas in Iraq or wherever, or out there in Desert Storm when that was going on, and you got the authority to use the power that you have that has been given to you by Uncle Sam, whether it's a tanker, M60, or AK-47, or whatever your weapon is. But you out there, you out there in the desert, in the naked open, you're not in position to defend yourself or to mount an assault. You have to be in a strategic position. And your commanders know the position that you need to be in because they know where the enemy is and what their capabilities are. Am I making any sense? You know what the enemy's capabilities are, so therefore you must position yourself so that you can have the upper hand, for lack of better words, have the upper hand against the enemy. In other words, getting in position. If you want to look at a boxing match, the better fighter is in position to throw the knockout blow. He has to work himself in a position, and first of all, he got to know his opponent. He got to know his opponent. He got to know how his opponent boxes. He got to know his stance. He's got to know little moves and tweaks that he do before he throw a punch. That is, you're about to mount an offensive against an offensive. If you know what the enemy's tactics are, how he used them, when he used them, where he used them, then you can position yourself to be ready for that onslaught. Not only be ready for it, but you can mount your own offensive against the enemy because you know that he's weak in this area, or I know he's over here, so I'm going to strategically place myself in a position that I can take him out. Amen. Amen. So this warfare that we're about to embark upon, we can't just do it. We can't just do it. We got to be strategically in position to do it. So that is the title of this series. This series is running jointly with the series that we've been in. We haven't completed it, but the Spirit of the Lord spoke to my heart, saying, now is the time to bring this series in. It's just a continuation, actually, of our last series concerning sanctification, self-will, and all the things that deals with self and the will of man. Now we're running jointly with that series and with that lesson, with this one, which is going to show us how we can master those things that we talked about in the last lesson. Amen. 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 Because it's not good enough just to have the information. Okay, we say, okay, we've got to have control over self. We talked about what it's like to not have control over oneself. What will happen when we don't have control over oneself? Why we need control over oneself. But we never got down to the real nitty-gritty as to how. Come on, somebody. How to gain control over oneself. And we're about to embark upon 3 things that will give us the power to be able to control not only oneself, but situations. Amen. Battles. Warfare. Fights. Confrontations. That's your favorite word, ain't it, brother? Confrontations. We're about to embark upon confrontations, and we got to know that we have the main ingredients to fight. Amen. Or to confront. That's what confrontation means. To confront with aggressiveness. Ain't nobody right? Huh? Confrontation means to confront with aggressiveness. Amen. Not only with aggressiveness, but we confront with purpose. Amen. I'm not just picking a fight with you just to be picking a fight with you. I'm picking a fight with you with purpose. I got a purpose in mind.
Amen.
And it is not only to gain control over you, but it is to control me.
Amen.
Come on, somebody.
Amen.
You understand?
Amen.
I'm not just trying. See, this thing is actually trifold.
Yes, sir.
It's trifold. I've got to control me. I got to control my purpose. And I got to control you.
Amen.
And I say you, I don't mean you. I'm talking about the enemy.
Situation.
The situation. The circumstance at hand. I have to have control over that.
Amen.
If you don't have control over it, it is certain that it will have control over you. It will dictate to you how to act,
Amen.
how to think, what to say, how to react.
Amen.
It'll dictate to you all of these things. And you'll think this is the way to do it because you haven't got control over yourself to tell yourself different. Amen?
Amen.
So the three things that we want to embark upon in this series and to learn is how to pray, how to praise, and to worship. These are the main weapons of warfare for the Christian. For the born-again believer, it's not in the knowledge. It's not even in the understanding.
Amen.
It's not in how much you know and how much you can revelate or how much you can articulate. It's not in that. But it is in position.
Come on.
It is in position.
Amen.
You have to be in position. Now, when we talk about position, we can talk about two areas of position. We can talk about physical position and spiritual position.
Amen.
Amen?
Physical and spiritual.
Physical and spiritual.
Amen.
Or carnal and spiritual. Natural and spiritual. All the same.
Yes, sir.
Spiritual stay the same. You can congregate one of the words. Congregate the word natural, carnal, physical, earthly.
Spirit stays.
Spirit stays the same. It does. You can't interchange it with nothing. It is what it is. Positionally placing yourself where you can have the upper hand on the enemy. Because there is something about prayer. There is something about praising God. There is something about worshiping Him. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. When we understand position, get back to that, there are two ways of positioning yourself or being in position. Number one, it is the position that God has already placed you in. How many know that you're already spiritually positioned by the work of Jesus Christ, by the redemptive work of Jesus Christ? He has already spiritually positioned you for power.
Amen.
What do you mean, Pastor? I mean that when he was on his way back to glory, he told his disciples to go and position yourself. Y'all ain't heard me.
Yes, sir.
He said, go and position yourself for power.
Amen. Amen.
Go to the upper room, and I want you to do a couple of things for me. I want you to get there and get on one accord.
Amen.
I want you to stay there until the